God's most trusted angel. He loved him more than any other angel.
Certainly treated the best. Like if you look at like
Yeah.
outside scripture and stuff.
He loved him more than Michael and more than Gabriel and more than Metatron and all the, the high
It
angels.
almost sounded like he said like Megatron.
No, the Metatron, the voice, the highest. You know what I meant.
I know, but it's just like I feel like someone should rewrite the story and put Megatron in it. Like it would be, and he loved him more than Megatron and Bumblebee
and the Decepticons. But
like
none did he love more than Optimus Prime.
And Raphael, like he really liked him. Michael, Gabriel, and Leonardo.
Donatello.
And Donatello.
We're tools.
That'd be great. Okay, so continue. That's true.
But no, it's just that he loved Lucifer, and God did anyway. And in essence, him banishing Lucifer to hell was an act of love, because he could have just snuffed him out for disobeying his command, and he chose not to.
True.
God knows the infinite number of outcomes for any given situation, or at least this is what I've been taught. There's an infinite amount of outcomes for any given situation, right? Adam and Eve walked in the Garden of Eden with God. Like they knew him personally.
Right.
And as such, they have this very unique experience where Lucifer was cast into hell because God knew he wanted to create free will for man. And without an antithesis to good, there is no such thing as free will. So free will is an illusion unless
you can make a mistake.
Unless you can make a mistake, exactly. If free will only led to good, then you're not really free, are you?
No, I was talking about Paradise Lost. Cynthia's asking. So anyways, I
need to read Paradise Lost. I did finish, by the way, obviously not in the old Italian, but I read
Dante's Inferno?
Dante's Inferno.
What did you think of, well, what was your favorite part?
That's tough, man. That's a tough read, for one thing.
I was a very big fan of like a few of the circles. One of my absolute favorites was the circle of like violence against the self, where all of the souls that are suffering are because they committed suicide and they didn't care about their actual like physical self. They ended up being like trees. Like that was like the coolest thing ever, and like that they were unable to speak unless there was like a harpy on one of their branches, and like what the harpies would do is they would like rip into the twigs, and like as they ripped into this tree, it would bleed, and like this whisper would come out in the blood, and that's how they spoke. And it was just like, oh, what a cool image! Like what a cool
yeah, exactly. That was the
idea.
thing I enjoyed the most out of the entire series was it wasn't forced imagery, because like it felt natural and it felt easy. Well, not easy, but
he worked really hard on that. Like that's one of the biggest things he's known for. He coined a phrase afterwards called like contrapasso, which is like Italian for like basically like the punishment or like what the souls like suffer. Fits their sin so well that you're kind of like, wow, like this is really cool writing.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. The imagery was very, very rich and descriptive in a sense that it was humbling.
Yeah, great story. But Milton's Paradise Lost, the part that's so cool is just God's seemingly non-interaction with the characters. Like, in many ways, the God of Paradise Lost seems rather, like, distant and aloof, and almost like he created all this stuff, and then he just kind of walked away, like, just sort of, like, left creation to its own devices. Like, that's the way it feels. But
figure it out, guys.
Yeah, but the entire time, you can, if you really pay very close attention, you can see that he's setting up something that's very delicate. And like, there's a moment right after, like in the very beginning, when he casts Lucifer and all of his angels down and like cast them out of heaven, and they hit hell, and like they like fall forever, right? And then they hit the ground, and they just lay there for a while in pain, like broken and smoldering, and like and God the entire time, like he casts them out, and so he's like kind of like pushing them down, right?
Hmm.
That whole time. And then what happens is like at the moment where Lucifer says like in his mind that he's gonna like get up, like that he's made a choice now. He's been laying writhing in pain, and now he's gonna make the choice that, you know what, F God, I'm gonna stand on my own 2 feet and I'm gonna start doing what I want to do. In
Hmm.
that moment, it says that like, and then God like raised his hand or something like that, like allowed Lucifer to stand. So Lucifer then stands, but thinking it's like of his own free will and power, but it's
Yeah.
not. Like, and that little trick like is the beginning of everything. It's like Lucifer suddenly like actually has enough hubris to believe that he stood on his
When
own,
when
not
God,
because God allowed him to stand.
well, Shakespeare was a master. You can't deny him that.
Yeah,
I'm personally a huge Shakespeare fan.
yeah, me
I
too.
thought he was so before his time.
Yes, it was the Eminem of that
Yeah,
age.
yeah. That's really not a terrible descriptor.
Well, he was, like it's really weird to think about it. Like you think about, Shakespeare and even something like the Iliad or the Odyssey. Like at one point in time, that was pop culture to the degree that you don't even understand.
Yeah.
Like we have so much pop culture now. Like there's the Kardashians, there's Marvel and DC, and
Ugh.
what's going on in sports, and
Kardashians.
all this stuff. But like for them, there was only one story. It's like
Yep.
what's Achilles doing? Like how? Like tell me the story of Achilles. Like that's a cool story.
Yep. Oh, absolutely.
Coolest story ever. Like there were kids on the playground, and one kid was like, "I'm Achilles," and it was like, "You always get to be Achilles."
Dick.
you're a jerk.
Truly try and grasp the wonderment that is the fact that, like, Beethoven lived or Mozart lived.
Yeah,
Like, truly try and wrap your head around the fact that here is a set of people who were so gifted, so unbelievably gifted, that here we are hundreds of years later still trying to figure out how amazing they were. Like, we still haven't fully grasped how talented, Mozart was. And that's with all the knowledge that we have, or Beethoven. And it's like, people know this stuff. In a world where people don't know shit, they know Beethoven.
and Day brought back my night, and it's just like, oh wow, dude, tough life you had. Tough life, old man.
People don't talk that way anymore, and it's too bad.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, I mean he probably was a giant tool.
Oh, there's almost 0% chance he wasn't a giant tool. But still, I mean, you could, like, it's impossible not to remark at the beauty
Of
of
his
symbolism.
favorite Shakespearean play.
Oh, oh my God. I mean, the easy answer is to say, Romeo and Juliet, but
You're a
that's
Romeo. You'd be a Romeo and Juliet guy.
no,
You're
no,
like
no.
the lover.
I'm saying that's an easy answer. That's where most people I think would go because most people are stupid. Um, wow, Hamlet probably Hamlet or Macbeth or A Midsummer Night's Dream. He didn't
Out,
really
out,
have
damn spot.
"Bring me my longsword, ho."
Out.
Yes, that was the best line.
I would have said before my mom died, I would have said Hamlet because I really do enjoy Hamlet, even though like he's to a very big degree is like this sort of unhappy, brooding teenager. Like, but he's got a lot to deal with.
Yeah.
But after losing like my mom, like
Mm.
I can't read Lear without crying. Like I get to the end of Lear when he sees Cordelia and he's like a broken man, and then as he's dying, he's like, like he suddenly thinks he maybe sees her like coming back, and it's like this. It's so chilling. Like it's so sad. Yeah,
I enjoy that you're a human being with whom I can have a conversation like that.
you just said whom. You're
We're
weird.
talking about Shakespeare. I
You're
mean, come
weird.
on now.
You're using like actual like grammar, like
English.
like 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 yeah,
I are smart person.
like rar, like yum, like
Did you just have a small stroke? What the fuck just happened?
I was being
I know.
oh
I was.
good.
I was being equally facetious.
Well, sometimes I actually do fall into the when I really am excited about something, I tend to trip over my words, and it is sad. But it's because I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, hey.
not because I'm stupid, but because I'm excited. Though I am stupid.
I trip over my words not because I'm dumb, but because I'm dumb and excited. Wait, what just happened? I'm too amused by that. Stop it.
Are you threatening me?
Don't do it. I so badly want to, and I won't.
Want to do what?
Nothing.
I don't get it.
Absolutely nothing. I want to do absolutely nothing.
I'm Cornelio.
Oh, nope, nope,
No?
nope,
No?
nope. No, stop it. You know, once I start, I can't stop. Remember, it got really bad last time
For everyone.
for everyone involved. You were mad at me. You were like,
It was
shut up, George.
eventually, yeah, that is true. It was funny for about the first 20 minutes, and then it was like not funny. Then it got really funny,
Yeah.
and then it wasn't funny anymore. And then
And
it
then it
went
was
on.
like, oh, for the love of God, please stop. Oh, shit.
But I'm a mage. I've got mining and herbalism.
Hebs.
Herbs, because there's an effing H in it.
I need to herb.
We don't say, instead of herb, we say herb.
Will you
Because
herb
there's
with
an
me,
effing
Mitchell?
H. I wouldn't, because I hate herbing.
Mitchell, you must herb with me.
I despise herbing.
Your personal feelings on the matter are quite irrelevant.
You don't seem to understand.
You are going to herb with me, whether you want to or not.